All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Heat number one, Zane Bierman and David Lux on the front row. Andrew Thornton, Scott Snodgrass on the second. John Barry, Ryan McDaniel on the third row. Vern Spring, Kyle McRecken, Martin on the fourth, and Kendrick Cryer round out the field. Three drivers so far have not taken to the grid. David Lux having some issues here, as we mentioned. Zane Bierman and Kendrick Cryer also have not taken to the grid. If you have a favorite driver in the field, as always, make sure you drop in the comments. Let us know who you're cheering for. Lux does not make the grid, so he will have to start at the back of the feature. Good evening, Tina. How are you? So Andrew Thornton and Scott Snodgrass will lead them down for heat number one. This will set the lineup for that inside line for the feature. Zane Bierman, Kendrick Cryer did make it to the grid as they come around. Hayes' car is in. Andrew Thornton will control it. Green flag is in the air there, down and away at Thompson. And 3 wide through 1 and 2. McRecken makes a big move out of 2, trying to run down Andrew Thornton. Holy cow, what a gutsy move. Kendrick Cryer has made his way to third. John Barry currently sitting in fourth. Vern Spring in fifth. Looks like Scott Snodgrass, Ryan McDaniel, and Zane Bierman were just completely caught off guard. What a move by McRecken. Kyle cuts back down again through 1 and 2. An unusual line being used, but it is working. He gets to the lead. Goes too deep into 3. Andrew back underneath. Oh, a little contact through 1 and 2. Andrew gets the run out on the bottom. Kendrick Cryer, while they were battling, managed to close back up on this lead. Andrew gets the wall. McRecken to the lead. John Barry back in fourth, Vern Spring in fifth. They are starting to close in as these three battle. Zane Bierman back in sixth as Ryan McDaniel closing in seventh. Scott Snodgrass had a problem a moment ago, went off track, has put him tail into the field in eighth. McRecken opens up a little bit of a gap on Thornton. It's not a lot. Thornton is loose. Thornton is around. McRecken just set the fastest lap so far. Andrew Thornton went around. Was there contact into 1 and 2? Does not look like it. Andrew just gets loose. John Barry has nowhere to go. Kendrick Cryer has now run down Ryan McDaniel, run down Kyle Martin Now the two of them battle for the lead. Kyle goes too deep, slides up. Vern Spring now up to third on the attack. Zane Bierman in fourth. Scott in fifth. Ryan now in sixth. White flag for heat number one. Kendrick Cryer has the lead. Kyle jumps underneath out of four. It's a drag race. They bang tires at the line. It is McRacken winning heat number one. That was a rather dramatic couple of final laps between Kyle and Kendrick. Heat number two, we'll see Chance Maderick and Becky Snodgrass on the front row. Mitch Dorn, Matt Moniak have the second row. Brian Hewitt and Brian Edwards on the third row. Edmund Jones and Richie Joplin round out the field. Richie Joplin was the fastest throughout practice. Will he be able to fight his way to the front of the heat? Looks like Brian Hewitt did not make the grid. Chance Maderick will be dropping to the tail end. That will give Mitch Doran and Becky Snodgrass the front row for Heat 2. I'm guessing David Lux got his computer fixed, so he will make it to the feature after missing Heat 1. Chance Maderick is aggressively warming up and cleaning his tires off at the back. Look for him to go full send to the front. Pace car is in. Mitch fires quickly. Heat number 2 is underway. Holy cow! Into one. I believe that was Brian Edwards gets right into Becky's bumper. Oh, Richie Joplin gets together with Brian Edwards. The rookie Mitch Doran is gone. Edmund Jones now to second. Matt Moniak sits in third. Becky holds on to fourth, but Chance sends it by. And Becky cuts back under but gets loose. Edmund Jones has now gone to the lead. Mitch Doran had a problem out of 2, went off track. Brian Edwards is still rolling back and forth. Matt Moniak just set the fastest lap so far. Now Richie Joplin has it. Richie, once again, just like last night, on the back foot and on the attack. Hey, good evening, Mark Dantuma and Jimmy Johnson. Edmund Jones has quickly gotten to the lead, but Moniak reeling him in. Chance Maderick not far behind. Chance goes by Mitch Doran. Mitch a lap down now, but not giving in. Richie Joplin is closing the gap now on fourth place, Brian Edwards. Edmund Jones has less than a second gap on Matt Moniak. Chance Maderick still sitting there in third as the leaders come up into lap traffic. And Chance has set the fastest lap now 3 laps in a row. He is laying down a blistering pace. Hey, thank you, Mark. Chance Maderick now looks right underneath Matt Moniak for second place. Matt holds him off on the high side. Edmund Jones coming around for 1 to go. Moniak and Maderick still within striking distance. White flag is in the air. Maderick back to the bottom. Slides up mid-turn. It's a drag race down the back straightaway. Edmund's going to take it. Edmund Jones will win heat number 2. Matt Moniak coming home in second. Chance Maderick finishes third. Richie Joplin in fourth. And Brian Edwards comes home in fifth. Drivers on to their warm-up before the 85-lap feature here at Thompson. No surprise, Kendrick Cryer, Kyle Martin coming out together. And looks like shenanigans may abound here. Andrew Thornton on his way out. David Lux does have his technical issues resolved. He is out on track, getting a chance to get some laps in. This looks like it'll be the first laps he's turned tonight. The rookie Mitch Doran also out on track. Ryan McDaniel now out for warm-up, as is Richie Joplin. Becky Snodgrass back out on track. Looks like Vern Spring about to roll out as well. McCracken and Kendrick just banging off each other just like the end of Heat 1. Brian Hewitt right in front of him, maybe in trouble. These guys get a little bit crazy during warm-up, as Brian Hewitt just found out. Andrew Thornton just set the second fastest lap. Could be one to watch during that feature. The rookie Zane Bierman also out for his warm-up. Scott Snodgrass now back out on track as well. Interesting line that Kyle Martin has been running through 1 and 2. Kendrick Cryer, I also noticed, using the same line, cuts it down. Similar to diamonding the corner, but, oh! McCracken goes way up that time. However, Kendrick and Kyle are doing that. They are getting a big run out of turn 2. Nobody is going to be able to beat tonight. The other drivers are going to have to find a way to prevent them from getting that run. If you have a favorite driver in the field, don't forget to drop in the comments. Let us know who you're cheering for. Some of these drivers are listening at home. Love to know their fans are in the stands cheering for them. Now Chance Maverick big pile up out of 4. Andrew Thornton's wreck avoidance skills off the chain tonight. Oh, Mitch Doran sends it deep into 1 at the end of warm-up. Who's ready to go racing, folks? It is time for the feature event. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. The feature event from Thompson. Kendrick Cryer and Edmund Jones have the front row. Kyle McRecken, Martin, and Matt Moniak on the second row. Vern Spring, Chance Maderick have the third row. Zane Bierman and Richie Joplin on the fourth row. Scott Snodgrass, Brian Edwards round out your top 10. Ryan McDaniel and his boss, Mitch Doran, starting 11th and 12th. I think Ryan ought to let Mitch by. Andrew Thornton starting at 13th. Becky Snodgrass in 14th. John Barry in 15th after limited practice. Brian Hewitt in 16th. And David Lux, also limited practice, in 17th. David Lux, remember, had technical issues. Did not get to practice. His first laps were during warm-up. Kendrick Cryer and McRecken are going to the back of the field, but as they work their way back, they may tear their cars up. Edmund Jones, Vern Spring have that front row now. Matt Moniak, Zane Bierman now to the second row. Mitch Doran looks like he will be starting from pit road. Kyle Martin, Kendrick Cryer at the back with David Lux. Kendrick Cryer comes into tonight third in points. David Lux second. Austin Edwards has the points lead but is not here tonight. So both Lux and Cryer could get a huge night here tonight. Pace car is in. Here we go. Vern Spring fires. Green flag is in the air. The feature event at Thompson is underway. And whoa! Tires smoking, stacking up. Out of turn 2, caution is out. Several cars involved. Look like Ryan McDaniel, Becky Snodgrass, Andrew Thornton, Vern Spring. Matt Moniak appeared to be involved as well. Let's take a look. Here's Vern headed into turn one. It cleared. Just gets a hair too low, gets loose, gets down. Manages to recover the car quickly. Matt Moniak, though, not far behind. Looks like he has to check up just a little bit, and that's where the stack of egos around. Everybody stacking up behind. The exits at Thompson are notoriously difficult. It is bumpy. The banking is just a little weird, and you see that darker gray patch. It's got grip, but if you have one side of your car off, not in that patch, it's two different sets of grip, and it can unsettle that car in a big way. Lights are back out. They will go too wide on the restart. Edmund Jones and the rookie Zane Bierman on the front row. Chance Maddock, Vern Spring, Richie Joplin round out your top five. Pace car is back in. Edmund fires there away. Green back in the air. Edmund quickly clears into turn one. Bierman loose on the bottom. He is off the track though. Looks like everybody gets by safely. Already Chance Maddock on the attack underneath. Can't quite get to the lead yet. Brian Edwards starting to make his way forward now up into 10th. John Barry coming forward. Becky Snodgrass has had a problem back behind. Appears she is off track though. No caution. Edmund Jones has the lead. Becky is back on track, coming up to speed, but right in front of the leaders. Kendrick Cryer now up into fourth place after starting from the back. Just set the fastest lap so far. Andrew Thornton up 8 spots now into the top 5. Biggest mover though, David Lux up 11 spots into 6th. He knows with Austin Edwards out tonight, it could be a huge points night, but he has to get past that guy in 4th, Kendrick Cryer. Kyle McCracken Martin, who started at the back, has now made his way up into 9th, sets his sights on Ryan McDaniel. Ryan already up 3 spots, despite getting tangled up with Becky on that first lap caution. And sparks are flying as they run right up on the wall. Richie Joplin, who started in 8th, has now made his way past Chance Maddock into 2nd. And as we mentioned earlier, Richie wants some vengeance after last night. Technical problems at Watkins Glen in the BRR Cup race. If you guys missed it, make sure you check it out on our YouTube channel. Mitch Doran, who started from pit road, is out on track, currently 1 lap down, trying to run down Matt Moniak, who is in 15th. David Lux back in 6th, all over Andrew Thornton's back bumper. Scott Snodgrass also sitting in 10th place, trying to run down Ryan now. Kyle Martin has made his way to 7th, moving Vern Spring back to 8th and Ryan into 9th. Brian Hewitt up 3 spots now into 13th. John Barry up 3 spots into 12th. John looked extremely fast in practice, had a top 5 car. Rough start, but he is already making his way forward as John shoots underneath Brian Edwards to take 11th. And Edmund Jones gets a little breathing room. There's a battle going on back behind. Andrew Thornton and Kendrick Cryer going at it. David Lux is right in the mix. Now McRacken is in the mix. And Richie Joplin trying to defend against all of this. Chance Maddock trying to get the nose in underneath Richie. Richie is running down the leader. Andrew Thornton on the high side on Chance Maddock, though, is starting to move forward. Thornton now scored in 3rd at the line. Chance Maddock losing some ground on the bottom. Ryan McDaniel has had a problem. Oh! Looks like Maddock just, man, he just wanted to go introduce himself to the wall, I guess. Ryan McDaniel had a problem a moment ago. Let's see what happened. Ryan was running up in the top 10. Oh! Looks like his boss was not happy he was ahead of him. Just gave him a little love tap. Things settle down for the moment at the front with Edmund in the lead, Richie in 2nd, Andrew Thornton out 10 spots into 3rd, but McRacken right on Thornton's bumper in 4th, Kendrick Cryer in 5th, David Lux still in 6th, Cryer loose out of 4. Chance Maddock, despite whacking the crap out of the wall, still holds on to 7th. Surprised that wall is still standing after the hit Chance gave it. Vern Spring, caution! Caution is out, lap 26. And it looks like John Barry was involved. John Barry with Scott Snodgrass down through 3 and 4. John to the high side. Oh! Look like him and Scott just get hooked together and go to the outside. John Barry, Brian Hewitt on pit road. Scott Snodgrass tried to get to pit road. He had a problem. Scott's car took one heck of a beating here. Bigger than what it looked like. He's trying to limp it down, but the car won't turn when your right front wheel is pointed all the way to the right. Matt Moniak also coming into pit road here. Brian Edwards in, a lot of drivers in for repairs. This will give Ryan McDaniel a chance to recover. He's now in 10th place. And I believe this will put Mitch Doran back on the lead lap as well. Matt Moniak now on his way out of pit road. Here comes Mitch. Yeah, both of them will maintain the lead lap. John Barry, who had been marching his way through the field, now back to 14th and a lap down. He has got to hope for a quickie caution. Edmund Jones, Richie Joplin, Andrew Thornton, Kyle Martin, Kendrick Cryer, your top 5. David Lux, Vern Spring, Chance Maderick, Zane Bierman, and Ryan McDaniel round out your top 10 as they stack back up side by side for the restart. Still 13 drivers on the lead lap. Brian Hewitt, John Barry, each 1 lap down. Scott Snodgrass is back out on track a couple laps down on the same lap as his wife, Becky. He's got to be careful passing her. He could end up in the doghouse tonight. Pace car is in. Green is back in the air. And caution quickly. The rookie Zane Bierman involved on the restart. There's Zane. Oh, Zane gets a little too aggressive. Ends up bumping another driver, gets turned around. That will help either Brian Hewitt or John Barry. One of those, I believe Brian Hewitt should be getting the lucky dog, putting him back on the lead lap here. Brian Hewitt is getting the wave around back to the lead lap, putting him back in 14th, putting 14 cars back on the lead lap. Still Edmund Jones and Kyle Martin on the front row, Richie Joplin, Andrew Thornton on the second row. The rookie, Zane Bierman, going to the back of the line. Lights are out on the pace car. Everybody stacked back up for the restart. Just about 49 laps to go at Thompson. Pace car is in. Green flag back in the air. Mid-pack, things get a little bit squirrely, and caution is back out on the restart again. Looks like Brian Edwards involved. Looks like a few drivers might be having problems putting the power down on the restart. Here they come out of fourth. Oh, a big checkup on the inside line. Ryan McDaniel nowhere to go, and Brian Edwards really nowhere to go. Ryan McDaniel had a gap between him and Chance. It looked like he might have actually gotten bumped from the outside line. Both Ryan and Brian have a hard hit. John Barry does get waved back to the lead lap. Ryan McDaniel is on pit road, has been repaired. Brian Edwards also on pit road. Brian did have to tow. He was kind of missing the right front wheel. Ryan still on the lead lap, though, at the moment in 14th. It's far from over, Tina, and this one has been wild, to say the least. Will the admins choose to go single file on the restart this time? They get 2 to green this time by. No change in the top 5. Mitch Doran, after being a lap down, starting from pit road, has now made his way into the top 10. Currently sits in 10th. Brian Hewitt now in 11th. Zane Bierman in 12th. Ryan McDaniel 13th. John Barry in 14th. Lights are out on the pace car, and it does look like they're going single file. Remember, the drivers cannot make a pass underneath the other driver before the start-finish line. If there's an opening on the high side, they can make a pass. But you see every one of these drivers up top protecting that outside line. There's Barney with the flag. Green back in the air. They are away. McRacken already looking for the lead underneath. David Lux now up to 3rd. Richie in 4th. Andrew in 5th. Matt Moniak, who was in that early spin, has fought his way back into 9th. Mitch Doran, though, trying to make a move. John Barry, one of the fastest in practice, currently sits in 14th, has lost touch with 13th place Ryan McDaniel. Meanwhile, McDaniel looking underneath rookie Zane Bierman in 12th. And McRacken has lost a bunch of ground. McRacken back on the attack to the high side. He is now back in 4th, battling with Andrew Thornton. Thornton, though, stuck on the bottom, not the place you want to be at Thompson. That outside line, definitely the fastest way around this track. David Lux currently sitting in 2nd. could take the points lead. If they were to finish now, David Lux would be the points leader. Ryan McDaniel now making his way up into 12th, trying to close the gap on Brian Hewitt in 11th. Oh, Mitch Doran really loose through 1 and 2. He manages to save it. No caution, thankfully. Several drivers slip by. Mitch Doran, for his first race, was having a great run, but it all went wrong there. And McRecken has made his way back to second place. David Lux still holds on to third, Richie in fourth. Kendrick Cryer trying to find a way past Richie Joplin. Andrew Thornton peeking underneath. Oh, with the lap car, Becky down on the bottom there, 3 wide out of 2. McRecken back on the attack, right behind Edmond. Andrew Thornton has had a problem back behind. He is off track. There's that battle coming out of turn 4, right on Kendrick's bumper, has to tap the brakes, goes around and loses all that track position. Caution is out. Richie Joplin, Chance Maddock involved lap 54. Chance Maddock sits on the inside. That car is totaled. Richie Joplin on the high side. Chance just comes up, hooks into Richie's nose. Richie comes around, gets back into him, and they are stuck. Oh! John Barry has nowhere to go. Zane has nowhere to go. So Zane Bierman, Mitch Doran, John Barry, Chance Maddock, Richie Joplin, all on pit road. And that shakes up the top 10 once again. Edmund Jones, Kyle Martin, David Lux, Kendrick Cryer, still the top 4. Matt Moniak now up to 5th. Vern Spring into 6th. Brian Hewitt to 7th. Ryan McDaniel in 8th. And Andrew Thornton back into 9th. Some of those drivers on pit road have likely already used their fast repairs. We'll see how many can get back out. Zane Bierman is out. Scott Snodgrass still out on track. John Barry headed back to pit road. Mitch Doran still on pit road, missing a wheel. If anybody has seen Mitch Doran's wheel, please bring it to pit road. Thank you. Lights go out, they will stack back up side by side. Just over 25 laps to go here at Thompson. We have seen some long green flag runs with some epic battles. Will they run it green to the end? We have already seen some restart chaos here tonight, though. Pace car is in. Edmund in control. They fire green back in the air. Edmund clears them into turn one. McRecken right on the bumper. Matt Moniak clears Vern Spring into fifth. Ryan McDaniel looking underneath Vern. Ryan going all the way to that bottom line but loses the momentum. Now Brian Hewitt on the attack. And here comes Andrew Thornton up top. Thornton can't get the run quite yet. But it does give Ryan a little bit of breathing room as he sets it off into four. And almost took some cones with him. Meanwhile, the battle up front is really heating up. Kyle Martin in the lead. David Lutz, Kendrick Pryor, and Edmund Jones, Kendrick get together on the front stretch. McRecken clear of traffic for the moment. David Lutz trying to hold off Kendrick Pryor. Oh, Cryer and Lutz get together. They are still banging out of two. Nobody is giving an inch out here, and that is for second. Andrew Thornton and Brian Hewitt have both gone off track. Hewitt is towed to pit road. Edmund Jones just sitting back watching the show in fourth. Matt Moniak closing in fifth. Oh, we've got a wreck on the front straightaway. Caution is out. David Lutz and Kendrick Cryer involved. You had to know the way those two were racing, that was coming. There's Kendrick right on Lutz's back bumper, just gets into him out of four. They both end up in the wall. Edmund goes with them into the infield. There's Edmund lurking right behind and has nowhere to go when Kendrick practically stops. John Barry's car apparently toast. Along with many, many others currently on pit road, but Kyle McRecken Martin has the lead, and now Matt Moniak has made his way to second. Vern Spring in third, Ryan McDaniel in fourth, Kendrick Cryer back in fifth. But how much damage does Cryer have after that incident? Andrew Thornton sitting in sixth, Edmund Jones in seventh, Dave Bierman sits in eighth. David Lutz about to go a lap down, leaving 8 cars battling on the lead lap. Moving Scott Snodgrass back up to 9th. David Lutz still holds 10th as he comes back out. Richie Joplin in 11th. Becky Snodgrass has stayed in the fight. And she currently runs in 12th. John Barry is on his way back off pit road. Green flag back in the air. It'll be there's a stack up on the restart. Everybody keeps going. Caution now out. And a wreck in turn 2. Andrew Thornton involved, looked like a big, there was some bumping. Somebody got the wall right in front of Andrew. He had nowhere to go. Looks like Ryan McDaniel, McDaniel got pushed up into the wall. That was peculiar. Then the incident between Vern and Scott. Scott down on the bottom just pushes up right as the caution comes out. Vern and Scott both end up to the outside wall. So, dramatic turn of events here in the last 20 laps of the feature. Andrew Thornton is on pit road now. Kyle Martin has the lead. Matt Moniak in second. Kendrick Cryer now in third. Edmund Jones in fourth. The rookie Zane Bierman sits in fifth. Ryan McDaniel in sixth. Andrew Thornton will come out in seventh, the last car on the lead lap. David Lux has currently scored in eighth, and I believe he'll get get one of his laps back here. We'll have to wait and see. No, looks like he is not. Lights are out. It'll be 10 to go at the line. Pace car is in. McRacken in control. He fires. Green back in the air. He quickly clears and Kendrick gets underneath Moniak. Now Edmund Jones makes a move to third. Matt trying to get back under. Ryan McDaniel making his way to fifth. Andrew Thornton on the attack once again. Kyle Martin now has to contend with Kendrick Cryer. We saw how Heat 1 ended between these two drivers. Could we see a repeat of it? And if we do, who's going to come by? Kendrick Cryer just set the fastest lap of the race last time by. But this time by, Kyle Martin sets the fastest lap. Matt Moniak holds fourth. Andrew Thornton out of fifth. Ryan back in sixth. Zane Bierman in seventh. Kendrick keeps looking underneath. Andrew Thornton is closing the gap on Matt Moniak at the moment. Four laps to go at Thompson. Thornton now to Moniac's back bumper. Cryer still haunting McRecken. Edmund Jones sitting in a safe little bubble at the moment in third. Oh, problems between Thornton and Moniac. Moniac is clear. Kendrick Cryer looks under McRecken. They bang wheels, 2 to go. Kendrick Cryer now has the lead. McRecken bumping him down the back straightaway. Shoots to the inside. Pushes up right into him. White flag is in the air. One more time around. Who's it going to be? Oh, they touch. McRecken is sideways. He saves it. Edmund is closing quickly. Through 3 and 4, McRecken has it. And McRecken will win at Thompson. Kendrick Cryer comes home in second. Edmund Jones in third. Matt Moniac in fourth. Andrew Thornton fifth. Ryan McDaniel sixth. And rookie Zane Bierman coming home in seventh. Let's see if we can get a word with our top three. Edmund, those last few laps, you had to be thinking you were going to sneak by with a win the way those two were going at it.
You know, anytime I see Kendrick and Kyle up there, I always try to just stay within a couple seconds of them because they're gonna get wild.
Well, it got close a few times, a few sideways cars, but still a podium finish here tonight with the competition was a great way to finish the night.
Yeah, I mean, anytime I can finish behind Kyle and Kendrick, those are two amazing drivers that have been around JBSRL forever. You know, really, top three was a championship podium tonight. Any of these guys can win championships in any league out there. So it was cool being able to keep up with them for a little bit.
Well, great job tonight, buddy. Congratulations.
Hey, thanks, Doug.
Kendrick Cryer comes home in second. Kendrick, I honestly did not know if you two would finish out that last couple laps the way you were going at it.
Oh, I don't know how either, but we managed to make it.
There was you guys apparently forgot there were no fenders on the car.
Yeah, something like that. You know, we're used to racing the late models and the street stocks, but it's been a while since we've been racing these things, and it's fun to be back racing tour mods.
It definitely was quite a show you guys put on at the end of Heat 1, again at the end of this race, man. Great job. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And finally, our winner, Kyle McRecken Martin. Kyle, you almost earned your nickname once again here tonight.
Oh, yes. I swear I called it out to Kendrick right before it about happened. I was like, somehow I'm going to get screwed out of this win with a lap car, aren't I? And, yeah, sure enough, yep, I was all the way at the fence and Kendrick was underneath me. Yep. Knew that was going to happen. But, yeah, good racing to Kendrick. Glad we didn't wreck it coming through that turn right there. Glad that we have enough car control. But he got me back down there through one. So, you know, all fair and even in our books. We'll go at it next week together anyways, so.
You might want to remind yourselves these cars do not have fenders before the next race.
Yeah, but, you know, open wheels, they bang. We still got Nerf bars. We're fine. We might not have door panels, but we got Nerf bars. Close enough.
It definitely works, man. Great job tonight, buddy.
Yes, thank you. And Dave wanted to say that he had that 3 wide down underneath Eddie and me, so he expects more of that when we come to Thompson. Yeah, 3 wide on the bottom.
All right, man. Great job tonight, buddy.
Yes, thank you.
And great job, David Lux, as well. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Tomorrow night, we have a special big money race with CRX. So make sure you tune in for that. If you're on iRacing, go check it out. You're not going to want to miss it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We will see you tomorrow. Have a great night.